We're going to be doing a lot of different things this year. We're going to be doing an early look, usually probably right around this time. We're going to have Brandon Cruz going to be heading up our showdown content. I'll be kind of hopping in there as well. And then on Sunday mornings, we're going to be doing the kind of live before lock look where we really kind of build our lineups. I'm very curious and interested to see what lineups look like this year. You know, we've had another year of development of the Sims and of different, portfolio management tools and things like that. One of the things that we did notice, or I noticed last year, was one of the things that I noticed last year was the the way that the top owned players seem to have even become even higher owned. That was going on for about half of the season, and I found that pretty interesting. I also saw that there was a lot of work done on stacking, where it used to be that you really needed to have a stack and a run back to be considered optimal, the optimal way to play. But with all the new simming products and things like that out there, it seems as though there were some lessons learned about maybe doing stacks with no run backs. In addition to that, we saw a lot of optimals, or at least optimal builds, take a lot of exposure to quarterback plus threes. So these are all things that, I don't know, these are all things that that happened during last year's stuff. So I'm curious to see where it all shakes out. So week one, again, usually these early looks are going to be me and Bobby. So me doing this solo, again, I apologize. That's just the way it kind of worked out this time. And the early looks and the pure substantive takes is really not usually my thing. But what I really can do is at least go through the projections in the games and at least tell you what I'm kind of looking at here. So, I mean, like, first of all, the Carolina-Jacksonville, I mean, it would seem as though, again, I'm just going to give my own take, and then I'm going to get into the projections. It would seem as though the Jacksonville side would be pretty reasonable to play Trevor Lawrence with the receivers. Carolina, you're getting your next year out of Bryce Young. And Jacksonville hasn't been exactly the greatest as far as defense goes. So I guess this game could be okay. But you're looking at all these game totals, and with the exception of, I guess there are a couple. I mean, Tampa, Atlanta's 48, Cincinnati, Cleveland is 48, but very few real big big spreads out here. I'm curious if yeah, okay. Make sure you guys chat and ask questions along the way. I just want to make sure this is all coming through properly. Okay. Right. So let's Arizona, New Orleans doesn't seem like a really big total, so I don't know how big of a game that's going to be as far as stacking goes. Washington Giants, I expected this implied spread to be a little bit higher, but maybe with the new look Washington with Deebo Samuel and maybe Malik Neighbors be a decent run back there. We're going to get back into projections in a minute. I just want to kind of get an overview here. New England, Vegas doesn't seem particularly great. Tampa, you're going to get a very chalky wide receiver that we're going to talk about over there. Cincinnati, Cleveland could end up being the game stack du jour, I guess. I mean, you're going to have a very, very cheap Joe Flacco. Then obviously the Cincinnati power is always worth playing. Miami, Indianapolis, you're going to have a very cheap Daniel Jones against the Miami secondary, which is pretty awful. Jets, Pittsburgh probably doesn't rate too well. San Francisco, Seattle, I don't know, 46 total, close spread. Christian McCaffrey will be the most popular player on the slate. So, oh, this is MLB. Oh, shoot.